3 pounds of flax. Introduction. The sword that kills, the sword that gives life. This is the standard way of antiquity and the essential pivot for today too. If you discuss killing, you don't harm a single hair. If you discuss giving life, you lose your life. All of the koans and all of the parts in the koan are all pointing at something that is true, something that we know intimately. We might say this particular koan, in a way, is about attention. This particular koan, in a way, is about our giving life to things. And we can look at our life and our attention in different ways. We can look at our attention and see through things, into the emptiness and the space that is there, and realize things have no life, there's just space. Or we can give ourselves completely to the act of our life. We can give ourselves completely until we forget ourselves, until we forget that we are alive and there's just this action, this act of generosity, this act of breath. There's no one standing outside. We have a chant that we chant in the koans in the morning. With a great archer's skill, one can hit the mark at 100 yards. But arrows meeting in head on, how could it be a matter of skill? We'll talk about that in just a second. But wooden man starts to sing. Stone woman gets up dancing. This is a matter of attention. We give life to life. We give life to a sculpture. We can also kill people with our lack of attention. It is our life that gives life. And when we are attending to something with juice, it becomes alive. When we are dead and ignoring it, it dies. It's not reached by feelings or consciousness. How could it involve deliberation? It's not a matter of deciding. It's a matter of engagement. And it happens in a way by itself. If we think about our life, we think about our practice, we think about our being here at this place in this time with these people, the probability of this actually happening is 0. Probability of all of us being together at this particular moment of our, 60 some years of life, all of us meeting here at this particular time, in this particular location, and of all the places in the universe that we could be, all the times in our life that we have lived, probability of us actually all meeting here in this particular moment of time is a miracle. There's no reason for it. It's as though all these lives, all these arrows are meeting head on. A whole story that goes behind that. It is not a matter of just, it is such a unique, extraordinary, unusual event in the universe that all of us have come together in this place, in this time. How could it be a matter of skill? Our life is amazing. Our life is a mystery. Our life is incomprehensible. Our life is the very embodiment of truth, of Buddha Dharma. The sword that kills, the sword that gives life, this is the standard way of antiquity and the essential pivot for today too. If you discuss killing, you don't harm a single hair. If you discuss life, you lose your life. So it is said, the sages have not transmitted the single transcendental path. Students toil over appearances like monkeys grasping at reflections. Sages have not transmitted the single transcendental path. The transcendental path is always the transcendental path. This moment is always this moment. How can it be transmitted? How can we take this endless path? how can our attention be given to us? This path is always open. This path always just needs to be walked. It's not a matter of anybody creating it. It's a matter of each person discovering and walking it. It's not a matter of transmission. It's a matter of life, of living. Students toil over appearances like monkeys grasping at reflections. One of the iconic images many people have seen in paintings of monkeys trying to grab the moon in water. They mistaken the illusion of the moon for the real thing. Just as we mistake the illusion of things, we mistake the reflection of the truth for the truth itself. Tell me, since it is not transmitted, why are there so many complicated stories, so many koans? Let those with eyes try to discern. That's the introduction to this case. The case is very simple. The koan is very simple. A monk asked Dogen Zenji, whose name is Chozen in Japanese, what is the Buddha? Dogen Zenji said, 3 pounds of flax. This is a flavorless koan. People say sometimes, oh, I'd like to work on a koan. I think a koan would be a superior way to work. And they meet something like this, 3 pounds of flax. How in the world do you work on something like 3 pounds of flax? And if we are students grasping and playing with reflections, we get the intellectual mind all involved. Why isn't it 33 pounds of flax? Maybe it's 1/10 of a pound of flax. Maybe it should be hemp. Maybe it should be kumquats. Maybe it should be hokwa. Maybe it should be, we start thinking about all those things. If it really is 3 pounds of flax and it's right what's in front of him, then all things that are in front of him should also be the Buddha. If it's not that, then of course, because all things are one, all things are one side of many, nothing is. So if somebody comes to Dogen and says, what is the Buddha? What is perfect? What is the awakened mind? What is whole and complete, lacking nothing?